A workaholic woman decides to give her husband a robotic companion to satisfy his needs. However, this decision might destroy not only their marriage, but also their lives. At the district courthouse, Megan Newman watches an automated piano play. Her defense attorney, Peggy, arrives, telling her client that the prosecution just added 2 more witnesses to the case, so they need to discuss their strategy before they begin. Months ago, Megan's friends held a toast to her achievement in closing the biggest deal of her career. As a producer for the music company Cascadia, she managed to finally convince legendary musician Ari Phillips to give them the rights to his songs to produce a modernized album by using AI technology. Megan thanked her right-hand man and AI prompter Vince for helping her close the deal. She also made a speech about how AI wasn't destroying the music industry, but was helping improve it. The others agree, though Megan's husband John stayed quiet through the celebrations. A robotic waiter then approached to offer them dessert, and Megan thanked it. Rachel then shared how she still found it baffling how Cascadia was able to produce good music using AI, when most could only produce awful ones. Vince explained that it was because Cascadia hired actual musicians like him to prompt the system, allowing them to use their understanding of music to guide the technology. Megan added that musicians make the best prompters while directing her attention to John. Knowing what was on her mind, her husband refused. Vince lamented that John refused to be a prompter since he believed AI-produced music was soul-crushing. John added that he found it ridiculous that Vince was guiding technology that virtually replaced him as a musician. In contrast, John was now proud to be a gardener. Megan joked that she never would have guessed that a star musician like her husband would ultimately become a farmer, and John just reminded her that they've had a good life. However, he would have preferred it if they had a kid. Megan awkwardly laughed at this, brushing it off. As the couple were taken home by their self-driving car, Megan confronted her husband about bringing up the topic of kids in front of their friends. John apologized, but he insisted that having one would make their home complete. Megan reminded him that they'd agreed on having one next year after she'd finalized her deal. She wanted to ensure that her career was steady before taking a leave to start a family. John assured her that she wouldn't need to take a leave, promising that he'd be a full-time dad. Still, Megan asserted that they'd have a kid next year instead. That night, John found his wife still working in bed. He tried to initiate some intimacy, but she was too tired from work to fulfill his desires. Quickly, John gave up, and seeing his sour mood, Megan offered to let him do what he wanted with her. John refused, given that she won't be into it. He then asked if they'd ever be intimate again, and Megan promised that they would. However, she'd been working too much to have any time or energy. Given this interaction, Megan headed to the robotics company Humanix the next day to meet her robotics engineer